Hello beautiful humans, my name is Taryn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy Bookmas Day 2! Today we are going to talk about all of the books that I read in the month of November. Now, this was probably, I don't know why I'm saying probably, this was the month where I read the least amount of books. And that's okay. It is okay. But now that I've decided that I want to read 200 books this year, go watch my December TBR so you can see all the books that I want to finish by the end of the year. This month really, I really struggled. I read 8 books. So let's talk about them. I started off this month with Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Everyone was reading it. I had to read it. And, well, here we are. I have since gone down so many rabbit holes of theories on TikTok because the end of this book was just... what? Right? And I gave it 5 stars, but I do think I'm going to bring it down to like a, I think I'm going to bring it down to like a 4. I think a 4-star, solely because I would not have gotten through this book if I did not have the audio. I read 60 pages of it and I was just bored out of my mind, like physically read 60 pages of it and I was bored out of my mind. I randomly went on Libby one day and it was available, like the audio version. I was like, oh yeah, let's listen to it. It'll probably help me because I'm struggling right now. And after that, I flew through it. I cannot thank the audiobook and the narrator enough for getting me through this. Violet, our main girly, was the most annoying character I probably have ever read in this book. I couldn't, okay? So even though the ending was definitely a 5-star and the ending right before part 2 was a 5-star, there was just like so much other things throughout the book that like it brought it down for me. So yeah, I feel weird giving it a 4-star, but I truthfully think that like if I only physically read it, I would have hated it. I'm so glad I got the audio. I did my reread of A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I tabbed them this time, and I did like, this is the first time I'm ever writing in my books, and I'm so happy that it's with this series. I love these books so much. I don't think that I'll ever stop talking about them, and I really do truthfully need everyone to try to read ACOTAR. It's worth it, okay? It is so worth it. I'm not going to talk very much about these because I am doing a whole vlog where I'm rereading these books, but they are both 5 stars still. I listened to In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, and although this wasn't my favorite book by him, the narrator that reads his stories is my favorite human on the entire planet. The way that he can immerse you in these stories is unbelievable. I listened to this in one day because I was trying to get up my monthly book count, and I was like driving around in my car listening to this and laughing. Like I looked like a crazy person at stoplights because I was like full blown ditzy smiling in my car by myself because of these characters. TJ Klune seriously writes the cutest, most heartwarming characters ever. Even when they're grumpy, they're the best, okay? I did give this 4 stars because I don't think my mind was able to wrap around what was happening in this book, and that's a me problem, hands down. But there was just like some things that like were happening that I don't know, it wasn't clicking in my head, so I couldn't follow along very well, if that makes sense. But I did thoroughly enjoy listening to it. If you have not listened to a TJ Klune book, please do yourself a favor and listen to them. They're literally the best to listen to. I also read I can't say this title, Wild Fire by Hannah Grace, and I gave this, I think, a 3.75 star. Let me go check my Goodreads really quickly. Okay, yeah, I gave it a 3.75 star, and I think I gave it a 3.75 star because I can't remember anything about it right now. So, like, I think it was cute. I don't remember anything about this book. If I had to guess, it was because it was cheesy. and sometimes cheesy just doesn't sit right with me, and sometimes I love it, and in this book I guess it just didn't sit right with me, but I gave it a 3.75, so here we are. I did give Icebreaker a 4-star though. I think it's just her writing is just a little bit too cheesy for me. Yeah. And then the last physical book that I have read this month is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I gave this 3 stars. Now listen, I love Lauren Asher. Her writing, her books are some of my favorite books. Okay. However, I swear every first book in her series is just the cringiest stuff that I've ever read. Like, these characters are in their 30s, and like I would like physically be like, ugh, you know, like, what, why are you saying that? And then for these 2 characters to be able to discuss, and this happens a lot in her books, like with her characters, they are able to discuss such deep problems that they have within themselves to each other, but they are not able to communicate that they like each other, is one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't understand it, okay? I will say there's no 3rd act breakup, which is fabulous. I love that. You know, we love finally communicating queens and kings, but it was just like they've been in love with each other since they were like 10 or something, and then just like, oh God, I don't know, okay? But it was cringy. I will continue to read the series because, again, it's only the first book. Every single book that she writes in the series like gets better and better and better as she writes them. But just something about the first one, it's just like, let me sprinkle in the most cringiest, cheesiest stuff ever. And she really did that. She really did that. Okay. And then I listened to 2 other audiobooks. I listened to Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, and I'm gonna read my review from Goodreads because I don't remember this very much. So this follows the women who were affected by Ted Bundy at Florida State University, and then another woman who was I don't know how to say it, but anyway, I said I listened to this on audio and it was just meh. I don't know, something about it wasn't my fave. I liked it but was simultaneously bored the entire time. This is a shitty review and I'm sorry for that, lol. So I gave it 3 stars. I don't know if I said that already. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I can't even say that I was entertained the entire time because I wasn't. Like, I would listen to it while I was working and I remember just like kind of spacing out, but I think the only reason that I kept listening to it was because it was based off of the Ted Bundy case, so I wanted to hear the entire thing. I also don't know, like, I obviously know that that's a true story, but like, who did this? I should probably do research before I talk shit, but like, did this author talk to the women that were affected in order to get their thoughts? Because she was really in their brain. I don't know. I just feel very weird about it. So maybe not even a 3. I think I'm gonna bring it down to like a 2.5 star. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, and I had very high hopes on it. High expectations, I guess, which is probably why it didn't live up to the standards. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the last book that I listened to this month was You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. The first Geneva Rose book that I listened to, I gave 5 stars. I absolutely loved that book. What was that book called? That was One of Us is Dead. I ate that book up. Like, top thrillers of this year. This one, not it. I gave it a 2.5 star because, first of all, very romancy. Very much romance, and then the last 10 minutes of the book, thrill. I completely saw how the end was going, and yeah, it just like didn't hit like I wanted it to hit. I will say I was entertained the entire time that I listened to it. I was never bored, so that is good. So maybe I'll give it a 2.75 because I do think it was better than Bright Young Women. We'll go with a 2.75. This is a mess of a rating, okay? But it's fine. I was entertained, but there was nothing wow about it. Okay? Okay. And those were the 8 books that I read in the month of November. Let me know down below what your favorite book was in the month of December, and if you read any of these same books and you have different opinions, let me know down below as well, because we love to hear different opinions, okay? I hope you have an amazing day, night, week, month, and year. Be sure to tune in to my Bookmas videos. Remember, I'm doing 1 video every other day until Christmas, until the 25th of December. It's my first time ever doing something like this, and it's pushing me out of my box, and I'm liking that, and I hope you guys are enjoying them as well. Okay, I love you. Goodbye, beautiful humans.